We are going to have an epic battle today, you guys. This is going to be a battle of the boxes. We are comparing my Boxycharm box from April of 2024 to the current box for April 2025. But I did a quick look, and I gotta tell you, the box from last year, it's really, really good. So I think today it is going to be a battle of the boxes. It is going to be really hard to beat the box from last year, but we're gonna see what happens. Hey beautifuls, welcome back to my channel today. If you're new here, I do lots of unboxings on my channel, and one of the unboxings that I do is Boxycharm, which is presented by Ipsy. Now what I like to do is compare it to the box that I received a year ago. I find that when you can compare, you know whether or not that subscription is getting better, or if it's staying the same, or if it's getting worse. So far, the Boxycharm boxes for 2025 have been better than last year's boxes. But today, I'm telling you, the April box that I got last year is really good. That was one of the highlights of the year. I still remember getting that box, so it's gonna be really hard to beat it. But per usual, if you're interested in signing up for this subscription, I will include a link down below for you. This is a monthly beauty subscription where you will receive 5 full-size beauty products inside of it. Now this retails for about $32 a month. There is also a $2 handling fee on your order. And then additionally, you will have to pay sales tax. They will allow you to customize 3 of the 5 products, which is always wonderful because then you get products that you want. And that's partially why I say last year's box is so good, is because I did get to choose 3 of those products. And I really like those 3 products. So we're gonna open up our 2025 box here, and this is what it looks like down below. I mean, there's some goodies in here, but that's the thing, is because I did customize the box last year, I love the products that I had in there. For example, we received 3 palettes in last year's box, and that's why I'm saying it's gonna be very hard to beat. So I'm gonna give you guys a quick recap of what I had in my April 2024 Boxycharm. It is all pulled up here on my tablet through the Ipsy website, but you can also go watch the video if you don't believe me. So the first eyeshadow palette that I received was from Alamar Cosmetics. I still remember this palette because it had a really funky door to open it up. We also received from Lunar Beauty, this was the blush palette, and it also had some darker shades that you could kind of contour a bronze with. There was also the About Face liquid paint. This was like a liquid eyeshadow. Geez, it's really reflective today, you guys. Sorry about that. The other one was a lip and cheek cream stick. This one was from Lucky Chick. I didn't really like this product. I do remember it. The About Face actually has a really good formula, so I loved how thick it was, but this Lucky Chick one was just okay. And then I also received the Ofra Cosmetics bronzer. This one was the South Beach bronzer. And then my Beauty Boost, which I do pay additional for, was a Tarte palette. This palette was the Maneater After Dark eyeshadow palette. Absolutely gorgeous. It is stunning, you guys. Wonderful palette. So that's what I'm saying, is that's what we have to go up against, and that was a pretty good lineup. Well, thankfully, I do have a palette in here, so we're gonna start with this. This is from Natasha Denona, and we have the Hot Topic palette. But I think it's actually taupe. Is it taupe? Is that how you're supposed to pronounce that? Hot Topic eyeshadow palette? Is it one of those play on words, or do I just not know the word? That could also be. So this palette is full size, and this is what it will look like here. So Natasha Denona palettes, typically they all look very similar. They've got the kind of plastic casing. This is very common where you'll see 5 pans of shadow, and they're gonna create a very cohesive look. So you could definitely create one eye look using this palette, but you can also do kind of a soft light look. You could also do something a little bit darker as well. I am not a huge fan of Natasha Denona eyeshadows. I gotta be real with you guys. Sometimes I like them, but sometimes I don't. I find that the formula for the shadows are a little inconsistent, and some are really great to work with, and then others are a little bit patchy. It just all comes down to pans that are in that palette. I do think it's a good brand, and in terms of value, this is definitely an expensive palette to have. So I do think at least it's a good battle. Like, so far we got Alamar Cosmetics and then we get Natasha Denona. Like, all right, they brought the heat. Well, if you can believe this, we have a second palette in here, you guys. So the next palette in my box is from Galactic. This is the Essential palette. So this is what your packaging will look like. Oh, this is nice. It's not actually acrylic. I thought this was going to be just plastic, but it's more of like your cardboard. It's a firmer palette. Oh, this is cute. I do see essentials here. So this is what it will look like for your shadows. You do have some neutral tones, but then you've also got these really soft pinks and purples. We've got shimmers in here. You know what? I see how this is an essential palette. Like, I get the vibe that it's going for. This is something you could take with you, while traveling. That way you'd have something for all of the looks. I also like that there is a matte shade for every shimmer, so they're very cohesive that way. It's not bad. I don't think this brand is amazing. I have tried a lot of things from Galactic and they're very, they're okay. They're very average. They're not terrible, but they're also not the best in my opinion. I've not tried this palette, so it could change. But if I'm going to compare this, for example, to like the Lunar Beauty palette that we received a year ago, I think Lunar is a much better brand. So this is a good fight, but I don't know that it's better. Ooh, I have a Saltwater Scrub. This is from Dallas & James Skincare Company. It is called the Watermelon Dream Scrub. So this looks really good. It says that it's a gritty watermelon and cloudberry facial scrub. It is powered by mineral-rich Dead Sea salts to buff away dryness and dullness, which will leave your skin softer and smoother afterwards. So it's safe for all skin types. I do like natural scrubs is what I was going to say, but I love this packaging too. I like all of the packaging. Even on the box, I think this is super cute. It looks very polished. Love the colors that they went with, but then you get this cute little jar and you definitely know it's watermelon. I mean, look at that pink color come through. This is 4.2 ounces of product, but it's actually much heavier because it is a glass jar that we have here. Let me go ahead and see if I can smell this. Hopefully we do. Oh yeah, it's definitely watermelon. It is for sure a watermelon scent. It is juicy and it smells like summer. It's really good. Now, you do obviously smell the salt a little bit in there, but that's the idea, is that will break down all of the texture and bumps and everything else. Now, I do think it looks a little interesting. It kind of looks like a ball that's in there. So I'm not really sure why it's so balled up like that. I mean, it's not a problem. I've just never seen salt scrub look like that, so that's kind of weird. I like this product a lot more than the Lucky Chick product that I got a year ago. That blush stick that I was showing you guys, that one, definitely a winner. So far, I feel like we had a draw on the first palette, then I felt like 2024 won, and now I feel like 2025 just got a point. So we're still neck and neck in this battle. Now, the next item that I have in here is a highlighter from Farah Cosmetics. This looks like an appropriate contender for the Ofra bronzer that we received a year ago. So this one is in the shade Zahara, and it says that it is a radiant highlighter. It is a full-size product. It's also cruelty-free and vegan. So this is what it will look like. Oh, this is bright. It is a bright white for this highlighter. Look at that. So I love a good blinding highlight, especially if you can get a really great contrast. It gives you this glowy look and it's so beautiful, you guys. You have to be careful not to blind everybody else. You wouldn't want to be driving and then like the other driver be like, oh, I can't see. Your highlights can't be that bright. But I do think this is a really pretty shade. I'm going to do a quick swatch. It's very soft, very creamy. Just a powder formula. Beautiful highlighter that we have here. So it definitely catches the light. I feel like you could build this up even, that if you wanted it a bit brighter, you could go right over top of it and make it stand out even more. So it does what it says it's going to do. I like this one. I do think it's really pretty. The Ofra Cosmetics palette it wasn't a palette. It was a bronzer compact. That technically had a little bit more product in it, so it was a little bit bigger than this, but I like both of them equally, so I think that one's a draw again. Oh, here's a good brand, Tower 28. So this is their lip jelly product. Okay. So this one essentially is competing against the About Face liquid paint that we looked at last year. This is in the shade Pistachio. Weird. I always think pistachio is green. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like a terrible lip color. But if it looks like that pink, I will like it. I think it's very close to that. It's a little bit deeper. So this is what it looks like here for your shade. The packaging is just all acrylic, but you do get a lot of product in there. I feel like they always fill their tubes up like clear to the top. So we'll do a quick swatch, but I usually like Tower 28's products. This one will definitely have a shine to it, and then you're still gonna get that color on there. So it's very lightweight, not sticky at all. And you notice you get shine, but the pigment is just a little flush of color. It's not gonna be too much. It's not a real thick coat by any means, but it doesn't feel sticky. It feels really comfortable to wear. So I've always liked their lip jellies. Every time I try them, I'm like, yeah, it's really nice. I like that it's not too intense. This is a good one. Also, it's a good shade, and I'm glad it's not green. Do I like this better than the About Face product? I think, wasn't that a blush? Let me double check here real quick. Or maybe that was liquid eyeshadow. Yeah, it's liquid eyeshadow. Even the shade that we had a year ago, this is the one we're comparing to what I have right now. So instead of getting an eyeshadow, we got a lip product in essentially the same color. I mean, truthfully, I think it's a draw again. I like both products. I like both colors, and they're both decent. I think the brands are fairly equal too in terms of price point. So I think it's a draw. Well, we are down to our last product, you guys. It all comes down to this. So my sixth item that I have in my box is my Beauty Boost product. So what that means is I do pay an additional $15 on top of my subscription to receive one additional full-size product. You are able to customize this full-size product, so you get to pick amongst, they give you like 4 or 5 choices, and then you get to pick which one you want to go with. So for 2025, I went with a product from Beauty Stat. This is their Universal Pro Bio Moisture Boosting Cream. So this is a product I have tried many times before. It is an excellent moisturizer, great brand. They recently redid their packaging, which I'm not totally in love with, but I do like the product still. I'm just not a huge fan of the new look for Beauty Stat. That may just be me though. So we have 1.7 ounces here. It is a moisturizer that works for all skin types. It is hydrating and it features hyaluronic acid inside of it, ceramides as well, fragrance-free, safe for sensitive skin, and it's also going to have a nutrient complex that has been included in this formula as well. What I did not realize is it comes from Ireland. Did anybody else know this, or is it just me? Am I just finding this out? So if you remember, this is going up against the Tarte Maneater After Dark eyeshadow palette for my Beauty Boost. I paid the exact same thing for both products. They were each $15 to purchase. I have to tell you, I'm more drawn towards the eyeshadow palette. I think the eyeshadow palette beats the moisturizer. It was such a beautiful palette, you guys, and I just remember opening it up and being like, this is gorgeous, and the shimmers are there, and it was so beautiful, and I feel like this is just good, but not quite good enough. You know what I mean? So that is everything inside of my Boxycharm for April 2025. Did it beat last year's box? Honestly, it is very close, but I don't know that it beat it. So in my opinion, I do feel like a couple of these items are better. Like I said, I feel like the salt scrub that I got is much better than the Lucky Chick lip and cheek product that I got a year ago, but the palettes from last year are so good. Not only does it beat with the Beauty Boost, but I also feel like the Lunar palette is better than Galactic as well. So I just felt like that box has a little bit higher of a retail value. And even in terms of the products I will use, I think that box last year was just a little bit better. Now, that's not to say this isn't a good box. I still think this was a decent box for what I paid for it. And to try all these products out, I think it's still definitely worth it. But it just did lose year over year. So comment down below, you guys. Let me know, what did you think of our battle today? Which box did you think was the better box? 2024, or do you like 2025 better? Comment down below and we can chit chat all about it. And again, if you would like to sign up for Boxycharm, I do have a link listed down below. One thing to keep in mind is in May, Boxycharm will get upgraded to the Icon Box. And I do feel like of all of the subscriptions that Ipsy offers, the Icon Box is worth it and then some. It is done very well. You receive more products in there, but you also get to customize more products at the same time. So in order to get the Icon Box, you have to buy Boxycharm first. If you sign up in the month of April, you'll be signed up ahead of time and you'll get first access at customizing for the Icon Box. So it's just something to ponder. I have the link down below. You guys think about it, see what you want to do. But just know that next month, it is the Icon Box month. So until next time, beautifuls, have a great rest of your day. And I will see you guys all in my next unboxing video. Bye.